So after 3 years of camping in the conversion, we decided we needed to put a fan in the bathroom. I thought I could get away with just using the fan that was in the main compartment after a shower, but camper stays pretty humid. So I'm going to install a little 6-inch fan by Maxxair, and I think I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to have to drill a hole through the ceiling, run some wires over to that light, and we'll go from there. And hopefully we'll take care of some of our humidity problem in the camper. Stay tuned. So I've cleared everything out so I can decide where I'm going to put the fan. There's just a close-up of the fan box. It's Maxxfan Dome. Takes a 6 1/4 inch rough opening. So I bought a 6 1/4 inch hole saw they use it for can lights and everything else. I'm going to use this to try to find a spot that I like. I think, let me squat down so you can see my ceiling. Got an odd shaped ceiling with a piece of trim piece there, so I think the only place I'm going to be able to put it is in front of the fan, or in front of the light there. So I'm going to probably try to put it like right in here. So I'm going to take some measurements, find center, and we'll come back with the next step. I'm probably going to take that light out, make sure I can chase the wires over, make sure there's nothing in my way before I drill the hole. Be right back. I probably should have showed how to take these RV lights down. I already took one piece of the plastic off, but you pretty much just squeeze these and they pop out. And it's just a matter of removing those 4 screws, and it should reveal the wiring that I left in the ceiling. As soon as I get that done, I'll show some pictures of that. All right, I pulled the 4 screws out, revealing the hole. Let's see if I can fish these out one hand. Yeah, and here's my lead wires. So I'm going to basically tap off of these and bring them over to this area over here for the fan. Just going to get a piece of wire and see if to make sure there's no obstructions, and we'll go from there. I also wanted this fan to be pretty much centered with the light, because that'll bug me if it's not. So basically I put some tape up there, made a line off the center of that light, and then I will just take this square off the wall, draw a line all the way, and then figure out probably the distance between the wall and the light and center it there. I also wanted to show these wire nuts. These aren't the standard type that you twist the wires together. They're called Wagyu. Some people call them flip nuts. Some people hate them, some people like them. I personally like them. They're easy to get on and off. Get a close-up of them there. So basically all you do is you lift the lever. Hard to do one-handed. And the wire comes out. So easy you can do it one-handed. So they make these in like 2 gang, 3 gang, and 5 gang, and I'm going to switch these to 3 gang, so I'm going to tap off them. So I'm having to use a hole saw to go through a pretty thick material. I usually like to use a really long pilot bit, and that's going to get me up through the plywood, the insulation, and then the roof. I'll be one shot. That way I can drill half and half. I can drill half and half. I can drill through this until I plug up the hole saw and have to get it out, and then go up to the top and cut through the metal roof. And I should have a pretty aligned hole. So let's see if I can do this one-handed. Find the hole. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go through this piece of plywood first, this 1/4 inch birch. Then I'll probably go through the insulation, pull that off, and then go to the outside and go through the roof and down. So you can see I got through the first layer of plywood here, through the 1-inch insulation board, and then I got the plywood on the ceiling and then the metal on the roof, and I'm gonna do that from the top. I'm gonna finish it through the top. Just got through the top roof, cut the hole out, burned up one of my cordless drills, so I had to go to the corded. Beware, the big hole saw punishes your stuff. So now I'm gonna have to clean this up here, get it all installed. Now we'll come back with the next step. All right, we managed to make it through. See a nice hole. Next step, I'm gonna run some wires, and then I will test fit and make sure everything looks good.
I forgot to show me putting the butyl tape on and all the die core. But basically I put butyl tape on and then put a bead of die core around the edge and then squished it down. Screwed it in and then covered up all the screw holes. And then put another bead of sealant around. I took the dome off to make it easier to get in there and do what I had to do. So I'll show you a picture of the dome on there after it's on. That'll be coming up next.
Here's the inside shot. This beauty ring, you have to measure down a 1/2 inch from your finished ceiling and extend it through for the trim ring for it to cover it properly. There's 2 different measurements. If you got one with the LED light, it's 15/16. If it's without the LED light, it's only a 1/2 inch. So you got to make sure you mark it, cut it properly. All right, we got the trim ring installed. I think it looks pretty nice. Wish it stuck through the ceiling a little bit more, but the thicker your ceiling, the more it's going to get sucked up inside of it. It's just proud, like maybe it's even with it. When you're putting this in, it does come with white painted screws and silver screws. The silver screws go up top. I made that kind of mistake the first time, so I had to go back up and get the white screws out of the top so they look good in the trim ring. All right, next step is the light back in there. Now come on back once that's installed. All right, here's the finished product. Light back in. Everything looks pretty good. Let me operate this for you. So basically you just push this button, push up the fan, little button here. I don't think it's that loud. Moving some pretty good air should take all the humidity out of the bathroom when we're showering. I think it'll be just fine.